Hello and welcome to Cosmic Mirror with me, Siobhan. In this dream and tarot reading, I'm going to be assisting you and guiding you on an issue that you're having in your personal relationship, and also something to do with family and to do with some or other type of contract or deal. It's quite a complicated energy. What I normally do is I will have a dream with the collective, and some of you will come through with a general with your own story, but then there will be messages in the collective for that energy as well, where they are going through something similar. For those of you that would like to learn a little bit more and get more insight, I'll share a method with you at the end of this video to do with this. And yeah, head over to the Patreon page as well, so that if you do that, or if you'd like to, you guys can also go and discuss in the comment section that I will open up for each of these, just so that you can share your insights or anything that you would like to and what you learned. Okay, so there is quite a lot to go through, and so what I'm going to first do is I'm going to be sharing the dream messages that I got from this, the different information that I received as well, what I got in my meditation, and then some oracle cards, and then we're going to clarify with some tarot. So firstly, this dream, initially, before anything, there was I know this is going to sound really gross, and it was, and there was two things that came through that confirmed this for me. So firstly, I was trying to, or you also, was trying to move into a house, but there was vomit in the blanket, and I needed to get that vomit out of the blanket before I could move into the house. I'll explain to you what that means in a little bit. So the person that came through with the story, it's about, so you could be either or, you could be the masculine, you could be the feminine, maybe you're the cross watcher. There was another couple involved because it was a sibling as well. So just take it how it resonates. And obviously, this is a story with a masculine and feminine, but, there isn't any gender. So just take it as how it fits for you. But the dream was about two brothers, more specifically the one brother. And the one brother, the darker complexion, which had darker hair and darker eyes and everything, had a wife. And then the light-haired brother, I'm not sure if the person that they were with, if they were in a married relationship. I didn't get the feeling of it. But this brother, said to me that he's in telecommunications. So this could be that you yourself, or maybe it's a long distance relationship that you're in. It could also be, I think for this person specifically, they actually do work in telecommunications. Or also, I think this is also to say that you are a very good communicator, and especially with the people around you. And then what I also got from this dream, so he was also a runner, and this is all very relevant. It comes through later on as well. So he would go do like not track running per se, but like, go running and outdoors type of running. And then at some point, I left him. He was very busy, like really, like he'd clean the house, he'd do all the things, and he'd be really working hard. And when I came back, because I'd gone out, and when I came back, because in the dream I was this person's partner, and then I asked them, like, why do you let them tell you what to do? And I'm talking about his brother and wife, okay? And I said, because they don't help you with anything. Okay? So this is also part of the message that, and I found out that the wife had set up a page against this brother, and it was called Against Azza. Now, interestingly enough, okay, there is an Azza Telecoms in Brazil. So, and they recently went through, and this I found out afterwards. Okay, so they recently went through, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But anyway, so this Against Azza was a page that was a dig at him. Okay, and I kind of felt like they'd hung him out to, like, hung him out to dry type of vibes. So then what I got from this, just before I woke up, what I heard was, if everyone can access, and I saw two seals on the beach, okay? The one seal was dead, and everyone was looking at the seal and busy, like, seeing what was going on there, and the other seal was just standing next to it. So I do want to say, with this came an angel number as well, or just after this came an angel number. So firstly, with the seal, I also heard sealing the deal, right? So this is where this contract comes in. And the seal can also represent playfulness, jovial disposition, prosperity, good luck, faithfulness, success, and security in love and spiritual understanding. And it's also the ability to adapt to emotional situations. And with the angel number, I got 413, which I also heard lead with power and truth. Okay. And this was also a message that came through here was about new projects and long-term benefits and success, being the right time for a new project. And sharing information is good, but not if it's being copied or if someone is using it as plagiarism. So happy outcome follows positive expectations. Sorry for the interruption there. Okay, so so the second angel number I got, so both of these came from the website for Joanne's Sacred Scribes. She does really good work. My spirit guides quite like her messages. So the second thing that I got was another angel number while I was busy writing out or just making these notes on the seal. And that was the number 457. And it was very interesting because on this, I was actually led to a comment, and the comment was from a person in Brazil. And I was like, I didn't realize, I was like, oh, okay. And then it was interesting because the Azza Telecoms was a company in Brazil. So, and this was where my mind was blown, because when I went to go and look up Azza Telecoms, there was a recent deal that was done for the company, and it was just kind of like, confirming for me that this whole thing is also possibly about a business deal, possibly, something to do with family or another type of contract, or that you're going into, or that you are involved with more than one person in a contract. Okay, so the comment itself was talking about someone saying thank you for leading us on this path of light, and thank you for the dedication. So the dates, and they're saying it helps me every day. So the dates, 1st of November 2016 might mean something, or June 18th, 2020. And then this was, okay, so then it got really interesting. So when I went to look up Azza, Azza is Arabic for young female gazelle, but it also takes root from the word az, which is strength, power, honor, dignity, to be mighty, honored, or loyalty, or to be precious. So the other thing about gazelles is that they're often hidden, like for their mothers hide them in the grasses as well, to hide them from predators. They're really fast, so there's like this runner comes in, is able to run from predators. And then also the other thing is some of them live their entire lives and never drink any water. Okay. Water is also very much representative of like your subconscious, your emotions, and that type of thing. What gazelles have done is that they've adapted so that they have smaller hearts and smaller livers, so that they produce or use less oxygen, because when you're using oxygen, you release water. So obviously like to retain their water, right? And when we go into the significance of the liver and the heart, the liver represents strength, vitality, spiritual cleansing and purification, and regeneration, and the capacity to overcome challenges. That's your life force and your vitality and your passion and your emotion. So if you have a small liver, and it's an inability to process emotions healthily, suppressed feelings, difficulty expressing anger or frustration, and general lack of emotional depth. And then and it can also be a weakened life force, depletion of your vital energy, fatigue, apathy, diminished sense of purpose. And also when the oracle cards came out, it's also very much to do with all of this, which confirmed all of this in the cards for me. And then your heart, spirituality, love, creativity, passion, emotions, morals, and what I got from this specifically though for the heart was a diminished expression of love, and that is self-love, and your expression of love towards others. So immediately what I got from this was that there is because the gazelle had to grow up in arid conditions where there isn't water, I felt that there was maybe, as you were growing up, there was a lack of emotion that was shown to you, maybe that you really wanted, or you weren't able to express your own love or show your own emotions, or it was maybe frowned upon in your family, or it was maybe seen as a weakness, and you had to adapt to that situation. And I feel that you still retained your sense of loyalty, your sense of honor. And I wonder if this is not why the brother and your sibling or family member is against. So, what I kind of got from this was that there's something about this deal or this contract that you've got an issue with, right? You're against something in this contract, and it's got to do with your loyalty and your honor. Okay. I then had another dream as a clarification of all of this, and it was basically you were looking at the shore. This was interesting now because now you are from the ocean side and you were having like a higher perspective, and you were looking at the ocean, and then you were dropping a resolution, like as in a contract, a resolution that like directors will be signing, for instance, into the ocean, but there was all these rocks, and it was too close to the shore. So I feel that this was like maybe a metaphor as well for like your subconscious mind, that you needed to go a little bit deeper into something in order to have this resolution of this conflict or whatever it is that is an issue. Ninja. This is Ninji. Say Ninji. She's 19 years old. Anyway, so she likes to sit with me when I do my morning ritual. So she sits in my lap. So Ninja is also very helpful in bringing forth your energy, as is Ixodor, the other cat. But anyway, sorry. Okay, so when you drop this resolution into the ocean, the next thing, like you were from the viewpoint of you were in the ocean, and you took this resolution, but there was like, again, and this goes back to the vomit thing, there was like mucus, there was snot on it, and it was gross. And then there were these homeless children that were around you. So I made the correlation with the blanket and the vomit and the mucus on this resolution. And there is something that firstly, with the homeless children, it is something that you feel, it's about appreciating what you have, okay? But it can also be a feeling that you are maybe cynical. You've had a bit of a loss of innocence, okay? It's a need to express your emotions. And with the subconscious material that you need to confront, this is that mucus that you need to confront, that subconscious material that you need to confront and you need to look at. In order to be able to express these emotions and for you to have joy and spontaneity. And I found that interesting because that was the seal, right? The seal represented joy and spontaneity and expression, like spiritual and emotional adaptability. So that is what's needed there. Okay, so then, this was also interesting. So with the blanket is a feeling of protection and security, all right? And your mind is your basic needs and what you need. So in order for you to feel secure and have your basic needs met, there is an aspect of yourself that you've disregarded or that you feel is revolting. So maybe this relates to how you express emotions. You feel that it can be a revolting thing to do. Maybe you were told that is, or you've got an aversion to it somehow. Okay. The other thing on that I got was false pretenses and people trying to take advantage of you. So maybe people know this about you and they use it to their own advantage. Okay. Then I also heard it's a song, and it's that song. Are you coming to the tree? Yeah. Strange things did happen here. No stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. And the lyrics from the song that were relevant to this was, are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man, they say, who murdered 3. Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. So I felt like when I heard that hung up 3, I felt that was you and your sibling and their partner, that they're feeling that you are busy harming them in some way, so they're hanging you out to dry because of this, okay? And then it says, are you coming to the tree where I told you to run so we would both be free? Wear a necklace of hope side by side with me, where dead man called out for his love to flee. Now, the dead man, I feel as well, this is that seal, okay, that's you. A dead man that maybe doesn't express emotions as much. Maybe you feel that the only way for you and this person that you love or that you are with to be together is, in your heart, you need to transform, you need to change, you need to do something different in the situation. Okay, then let's see. Am I going to go per? Yeah, I think I'll go per question that I asked. So for the theme of your reading, in my meditation, I saw someone holding out a bowl like this, and I heard what's it? Oliver Twist, please sir, may I have some more? And it was an empty bowl and there was water flowing into it. And then it was cool because, well, you know what I mean when I say cool. I mean, it's interesting because Spirit came through really clearly with this message. So we've got the sacral chakra, right? Now, sacral chakra is also linked with the element of water, emotions, childhood, that type of thing. We have completed cycle, and we've got weight, and we've got gratitude, as well as the orphan. And the orphan came out with the castle. All right. So the orphan talks about what do you hunger for. It talks about what you wanted growing up but didn't receive. And maybe that what you wanted and needed growing up is exactly what's needed now in this situation. The castle talks about family dynamics and power. And it also talks about how castle can be deceptive in that, there's riches and things to be had, but it also keeps you from going out into nature or being really connected. And there's like a sacrifice that needs to be made in a way when you're in the castle. And yeah, so this was very interesting. It also talks about, in this card, it talks about sleeping princesses, and that's relevant because what you don't see coming is the keeper of sleep. And I note that there's another snake in this card, right? With liminal and the wolf. And the image that I saw with this in my meditation was, I don't know if you've watched Beetlejuice, but the wife and husband go to the office to see how they can scare the other couple who's in their home, right? And she, eventually, when they decide that they're not going to have Beetlejuice assist them, and Beetlejuice in this movie also turns into a snake, right? And he kind of just makes the whole situation worse than it needs to be, okay? And I feel that this was, my image that I saw was where she turns her whole head inside out and makes herself into like a long crocodile type of thing with the tongue and the eyes on them. And I feel like this was saying that, what you don't see coming is that when you handle this, when you stand together, you and your partner, and you handle this together in a way that is not as extreme, there is a middle path to be found, and you are able to trust your instincts and move through this transition properly, or in the best possible way. This card also talks about assistance when you are dreaming. So it could be that for you as well, maybe at the end of this video when I talk about how you can do this, you can get more direct insight for yourself on the situation. But it talks about when you sleep, how it assists you. But the interesting thing on this card as well is the keyhole. You can see there's a keyhole here behind. So it's like finding the key to unlock yourself out of what's holding you back, this castle, this whole situation. Okay, so then your opportunity, this is also why I say this, your opportunity is guide. Oh, with the turtle and peace, the owl and wisdom. And then at the bottom of the deck, we had the bat with communicate And just below that, the goat with deal. Okay, so this also talks about communication at a distance as well. So this was confirming for me. There's definitely something involved here around that. So this was interesting because obviously in my dream I saw the homeless children as well, and the orphan came through. I do want to say I felt that there was something around this, that maybe that is why you're having something about loyalty and honor. For some of you, there is something here about homeless children. Like, I just want to point that out because that is something that was coming through for some of you. Okay, so I kind of feel that your opportunity, and what I saw was like wood, and in between the wood was glue, right? So I saw this glue, so it's about a bond. Okay, now a bond can be, let's see, sometimes, maybe you were like the crazy glue of your family, and you had to appease everybody, like you knew before anyone else that they were upset, and you did what you needed to at your own sacrifice to make everyone else happy. Okay, and this could have affected how you express yourself, and if you express yourself, and feeling that you are able to and allowed to also express yourself over and above anyone in your family. All right, I'm talking about this because with the peace card, you have the turtle, which talks about peaceful resolution for everybody involved. Okay, I feel that you are this guide. I feel that your opportunity is to work with the situation so that you can be that guide for everybody and bring them through a peaceful resolution with the wisdom that you've gained, the knowledge that you've gained, being able to. This card also talks about being a teacher and leading by example. Okay, and because when I asked about the bond, I was like, is this a bond that needs to be broken, a bond that needs to be made? And it wasn't any of it. It was just like I was shown like the tension of the bond needed to be kept just right. Okay, so your challenge. Okay, now this was really interesting, especially with that song that came through, because I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit freaked out with that song. It's a pretty hectic song. I didn't actually realize the words. But anyway, so with your challenge, I saw an anchor, but more specifically, I saw the rope that was tied to the top of the anchor. And that rope, it looked really frail, okay? And the cards that came out were Witch Wound and Flow. Now, the Witch Wound is very much about being persecuted, maybe being hung out to dry, feeling that, you can't speak, your throat chakra might be affected, you might, not be able to express emotions. There can be a lot that can be tied into that wound. And with those two came sublimation and the uncreated. So now, these two cards, sublimation talks about ascension. Okay, it also talks about in its darker polarity as a card of disassociation, right? Which is not feeling your emotions, not expressing your emotions. And then the uncreated is the seed of the seed, and pulling through something that you have an idea about, something new into the world, right? And I feel that your challenge at this time is that this is anchoring you down. You're struggling to rise above it. You're struggling to bring forth what your vision or your vision or what you want to create. I'll pick that one up later. And obviously, so with flow, right? You are wanting to flow through. I feel that this is also about you flowing through your subconscious emotions, picking through what you need to, and looking at all of that, and so that you can move towards what you want to, which I'll show you at the end what it is. Okay. So for your support, this was interesting. Your supporting energy. I saw like a buzzsaw, but it was cutting through half of the anchor, which I thought was interesting because it wasn't cutting through the rope. The rope was frail already, and the rope also reminded me of what is hanging you out to dry. Okay. I kind of feel that this is maybe the situation with your family, or and this is why I'll get into that a little bit. So for your supporting energy, we had water. Okay, I feel that this is saying that once you do remove some of what's dragging you down, you don't cut the anchor off entirely, only you lighten the load a little bit, that you're going to flow much easier than what you think, because you already are, so to say, in water. Okay, I got love, I got Reiki, I got the call, and I got speak up and deception. Okay, and with those, I got sacred union. I feel that this is saying that your relationship is supporting you. Okay, that you. Oh, this was something else in the dream. I've almost forgot about this. In the dream, as the partner of this person, I was watching him doing all this cleaning and all this work, and I was thinking to myself, in a time past, I would have been more attracted to the darker head brother, the one who's like very brooding and all of that. And I was seeing this person in a new light. I was seeing this brother that I was with in a new light, and I had like incredible love for them. And I feel that maybe in your relationship you struggle to express yourself. There is, I feel that if you are able to express yourself and open up, that this will help you to be able to speak up about other deception, because it's going to assist you to be stronger in yourself. And it's like with the orphan card, right? What you most needed growing up is what's most needed now. And I think that maybe the situation can be handled with love. It can be it can be navigated in a way that everybody grows from the situation, which is essentially what we want when we are dealing with difficult situations like this with so many people involved. Okay. All right, and especially if it's affecting a lot of people, which I feel that this is. I feel that this has got a further impact in around just your own relationship, and also with your family or close people, or maybe it is just work people. I don't know, but I feel that has got a larger impact as well on others, and that's why this is so important. Okay, so your advice was the void and the sustainer. Okay, so with the void, pulling, and I saw someone giving a trophy, or like a massive cup, a trophy or cup. Okay, so the sustainer talks about somebody that works behind the scenes, someone that takes care of everybody and works really hard to ensure that relationships are kept together and are stable. And it's often work that people don't appreciate and people don't see. And then with the void, with the seed of the seed, the uncreated. Wait, I'm gonna pick a card up. Hang on. Okay, with the uncreated, the seed of the seed, this is you pulling that information or that idea that you have from the void, or pulling through what will sustain everyone best, right? Because you are the guide. Okay, so on the last, and this is why I feel there was a trophy, because you really are already good at doing this. You know how, but it's really important that with this, you also think about yourself. And there was something else that was coming through, because with the seal, it said if everyone has access, and that there was a specific comment there about plagiarism, right? And people taking what you do and making it their own. I think that maybe there is also a need with this to acknowledge how much work you have put into whatever this is, okay? Even if it is just growing up with your family, with your relationships and stuff like that, you've put a lot of work in, and it needs to be acknowledged, it needs to be respected. I feel that maybe you're busy negotiating very fine-tuned things about possibly remuneration or what you're getting out of the deal. So like it's a good time to do a new project, but maybe people are wanting to tag along and not do any work, because that is also what I was picking up in my dream. Okay, which was technically your dream. Okay, so I'm going to clarify some of this. So for the theme of the reading, for the theme of the reading, please Spirit. Okay, yeah, exactly, Six of Swords. Oh, interesting. So this is a card of moving to calmer waters and resolution. But it's just funny because here you are on the water, right? And the crows are also like, crows also transition. So this is your ability to work through the reason why you are not speaking up is going to assist you in resolving this to the best of your ability and for the best outcome for everybody else. Oh, beautiful. Okay. And for the opportunities for it. Oh, that's too many. Oh, there we go. All right. So for the opportunity, you've got the Four of Cups. And on the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Wands. So, yeah, this is what I feel is, you know, someone's offering you something, right? Or there is some other offer on the table, but with the Wisdom and the Guide and the Peace card, I feel that you are discerning and more discerning in the situation, that there's things about this that you see that others do not. And your opportunity is to be able to lead them in this. Let me just quickly get another card here for the communicating the deals. Spirit, we can clarify that to me. Oh, okay. All right, so the Ten of Wands is actually what was clarifying, communicate, and deal. Yeah, I think that you see that something is going to be a burden down the line. Something is going to have an effect. And you need to lighten that load. This is that cutting of the anchor, isn't it? All right, Spirit. I thought they don't see coming. They don't see coming, please. Oh. Okay. Five of Swords. Okay, so this was with the card Keeper of Sleep, Liminal, and Wolf, right? I think that this is, there's two things to this card. If you remain sleeping and lulled to sleep in the castle, right, the snake is able to reach you. Right? This is the deception. Someone wanting to win at all costs. This card for me is about, as well as recently came through as, you know, I feel that he maybe did not follow guidance. There's guidance here. So you've got an opportunity to pull through more information. And if you do, then you are the wolf, you follow your instincts and you are able to discern where to go and what to do in this situation. Alright, for the challenge, let's get 2 cards out here. That needs to flip out, please. For the challenge, please. Ooh. Oh, exactly. Okay, cool. I'll show you in a second. For the supports. Support, please. Supporting collective, please, Spirit. Oh. Okay. Now, guys. And the outcome. I'll share it tonight. How's the outcome, Spirit? Wow. Oh. Okay. Okay, so for your challenge, oh, beautiful. All right, so for your challenge, you have the Queen of Wands. Okay, so the Queen of Wands is the witch in the tarot, right? And this came out obviously with your witch wound and flow and the uncreated. This is wielding your magic and bringing your light into the world. And to rise above. The judgments that others have placed on you or how they are wishing you to show up. Okay, for your supporting energy, you've got the 8 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So this came out with the Sacred Union, and kind of feel I want to read that card to you as well. And this is where I feel that, you do have the support in your craft, in your work, right? From this relationship and your what you learn in dealing with the relationship, your personal relationship, helps you and assists you with your work relationships and what you are working towards. I'm just going to quickly read this Sacred Union card to you. I'm not going to read all of it because it's quite a lot here. Okay. Finding and maintaining relationships is one of the most challenging and rewarding aspects of our human experience. Some are fortunate. They find partners early and develop lifetimes of joy and fulfillment, just as the fairy tales portray. For the others, the quest for love and romance is an elusive and even painful journey. I feel that maybe you've also had to sacrifice, like Sleeping Beauty in this card, Keeper of Sleep, who's stuck in the tower, or in the castle, that you've had to sacrifice maybe being happy in a relationship for your family or for a certain way that you were brought up. This card asks you to look closely at what you want from the person you've chosen or are seeking to be your life partner. Is this relationship dictated solely by passion? Sweet and exciting as that may be, passion alone will not sustain love over time. Only when you share in passion and spirit will you find the path to lasting relationship. If this is your quest, then consult the intelligence of your heart, and by your intention, you will attract that sacred union into your life. Okay. All right. And then for your advice, you have the Hermit. And the Hermit came out with the Sustainer and the Void. The Hermit will go up onto the mountain alone and or go within, and you find your light. You go into the void and you bring forth wisdom and knowledge, right? And you come and you share that with the world. You share it with those that you love, and you help them to learn as well. And that is what the Sustainer does, essentially, right? Okay. So now, with the outcome, I received timeline. I received timeline with the dead end, the siren, and the starborn. So these three cards, okay. Oh wait, sorry, there we go. There you can see the starborn. All right. I feel that these three cards, with this, the image that I got was someone tightening their belt and buttoning up a suit. I feel that you know, every dead end, something that has ended, is also showing you the path to the correct, or not correct is not the right word, but a better timeline. One in which you explore and accept things that you felt were taboo. I feel this is maybe a more sensual relationship as well, and being able to be more open with your partner, being open with others. And the Starborn talks about your destiny. I'm actually going to read this to you at the end. But to clarify this, I got the Eight of Swords, okay? And this is freeing yourself from limiting beliefs and mindsets that are holding you back, or limitations maybe that others have also placed upon you. And I clarified this. This is really cool. Firstly, yeah, so I clarified this with, let's do it this way. Yeah. With the Two of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay? So this is confirming to me that through connection, right, with your partner, with your family, this could be the contract or the business deal or whatever it is that represents it for you. Successful communication that you have. And this is also the telecommunications, right? And this is also a card of childhood and nostalgia. I feel that this is something that you're healing from your childhood, or something from your childhood that has affected this. And the Nine of Pentacles is a card of independent wealth. I really can't help but get the feeling that, I mean, you all know what best to do in this situation, but I do feel that there's something that you want to create that is a little bit different, or differs in some way from what your family, maybe it's a family business that you're in, or, you know, or what you were raised to feel you should be doing. You're going to be going against that, and you're going to be going your own path. On the bottom of the deck, we had the Empress. See, the Starborn. All right, I'm going to read the Starborn card to you because it was pretty cool. Where is it? There we go. Number 3. Ooh, interesting, right? The Empress is also number 3. So let's just do this because, come on. I love it when Spirit comes through with these, right? Okay, so the Starborn. And I remember the theme was the orphan, okay, the orphan child. The Starborn, the divine child. The star child, the destined. An elusive yet radiant aspect of the self. The starborn archetype points to the cosmic spark of light that arrives with each being at birth. The moment the newborn crowns, the royal stars above are said to constellate in a unique shape that maps our path in the world. The idea of destiny is controversial, yet the starborn naturally feels a sense of destination and purpose, aiming itself toward a future that is beyond the mundane. When this card appears, travel back to your birth story for clues and insight. What did you desire when you were young? Practice seeing your life from a mythic point of view rather than as a series of logistics. Read the story of the three fates and envision yourself born under the stars with a unique destiny. Okay. And then, okay, that was... Have your chart read? Study your constellated shape. Ask questions. What does the process conjure in you? Faith or mistrust? What would happen if you saw the galaxy as your ally? And I also kind of feel like this is also relevant here. When this card appears, don't be surprised if you receive a surge of desire for a long-lost dream, one you haven't visited since childhood. Let this desire shake you up. Okay, so I might do an extended, or I'll do an extended and see if I'll post it. If I do, then you can look for that in the comment section below. And if this excuse me, if this reading resonated with you, please hit the like button and subscribe as it helps the channel. And okay, so the way that I intend these readings, or where I intend these, I want to say lessons, but I mean, it's actually you coming through and giving yourself knowledge and information for you to grow. Now, if any of you wants to get further information or understanding from this, the method that you're going to use is before you go to bed, right? The sigil or symbol for this was Azza Gazelle. So you are going to envision a gazelle, maybe one that's like being hidden in the grasses or being overprotected. And just before you go to bed, because the subconscious is what you're thinking about just before you go to sleep will influence what you dream about. You can also 100% you set what you want to dream about, what you want to learn, and what you want to know. And this energy is accessible for that. So before you go to bed, what you can do is you can also repeat those 4 words, or maybe you can repeat Cosmic Mirror Azza Gazelle, and then you will be given this information and learning. So set the intention before you go to bed that you would like to learn more and you would like to run through this in energy and information so that you can gain more. And if you do that and you have gotten some insight and you'd like to share and discuss with our community and the collective, you can go to my Patreon page. It's a space there for members to go and discuss all these things. And also, if you are a member, I do give away free monthly readings and dream readings as well, and a whole bunch of other stuff and a lot of other things coming through, but they will be announced coming up. Not just yet. All right, and that's been your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and for coming through in the dream space as well. I really appreciate it, and it gives me great joy to do this. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.